So talk to me about that data, right? So what exactly have you seen from like these online businesses that would say like that would either say that would cause you to either say like, hey, I don't think that this is a good business to get into or buy, or you would say that, hey, this is a a good business to actually get.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of different factors that play into it. One of the things I try to advise my clients against is basically going after businesses that look like they're just kind of part of like a trend or part of like a hype thing, you know. So they were built in the last 12 months. They experienced some hyper growth, and now the seller's like, yeah, I just want to sell it. You know, if anything, longevity is the greatest factor in determining long-term success. So I always say like go after things that make sense. And then, you know, this sounds derivative, but basically going after businesses that make fundamental business sense, right? So I think what happens is when people are looking to buy businesses, they get really caught up in the numbers, right? And the numbers are important, but at the end of the day, you have to take a step back and ask yourself, does this business even make fundamental sense? Or was it just built in order to be sold? And if I give you an example, I would say, you know, a few years ago, we were seeing these content websites, and these were just basically blog sites that were
Mhm.
generating revenue. And what they would do is they would do reviews of every single thing in the world, right? So they would say like the top 10, you know, toasters you can buy, the top 10 cars you can buy. And the question you ask yourself is like, well, what value are they providing? Because there's no way they're going and evaluating every single toaster. And you
Mhm.
can't develop a subject matter expertise into everything, right? So when these businesses were really popular 2 years ago, I always advised my clients to stay away from them because I was like, look, there's going to come a time where Google's going to catch up to this fact that these people are just putting out content for the sake of putting out content. All they're doing is ripping things off of Amazon, and they're not even rewording it, right? They're just copy and pasting for the most part. Um, and you know, lo and behold, like 2 years or about a year ago, we saw like a massive Google update, and a lot of these websites were penalized, right? A lot of these websites lost a significant amount of their traffic because at the end of the day, if you took a step back and said, what value is this business really providing, you'd come up short every single time, right? So
Mhm.
I think longevity, you know, stability and growth, and good fundamental business sense is what makes really great acquisitions. And then just staying away from things that are trendy. You know, it's a lot of those like not flashy products that end up doing really well long term, like I don't know, like dental medical products, like things like that, things that will there will always be a constant need for, and they won't necessarily, you know, phase out in the next like 6 months or 12 months.
Gotcha. Okay. So you would basically say like you would advise a customer to actually avoid a business that is like circled around fidget spinners, for example, because like those are absolutely huge, or like even I guess drop shipping in a way. So would you like just have customers just avoid drop shipping in general?
Yeah, that's a good question. I always have to be careful with this one because I
Because you're gonna
actually
get
wrote a
roasted by all the Twitter bros. That's why.
Hey, yeah, the TikTok bros are gonna come for me. But I actually wrote a blog post on our website about this, I think like a year ago. I've always been pretty critical of dropshipping businesses. I'm not saying they're all bad, but I'm saying guilty until proven innocent with them. And the reason is because, again, fundamentally, right, what happens with a lot of these dropshipping businesses is you're using the same suppliers. You're not like, where is your barrier to entry? What value
Mhm.
are you actually providing, right? And again, you come up short every single time because with most dropshipping businesses, it's a Shopify store and some generic supplier, and your margins suck. Your customer experience sucks because you don't have control over the supply chain. You don't have control over the products. So I would say I'm pretty like wary of drop shipping businesses. You know, as you've seen on TikTok, on Twitter, they're everywhere, and you know, usually that's not a great sign when they tell you you can start a business for $5 and all that good stuff. But anyway, you know, so I would say, yeah, I generally advise against them, but there have been exceptions, right? We've seen some really good drop shipping businesses come in through our doors, and we've actually had deals done through them. But again, that's more of an exception than a rule.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna clip that and I'm gonna title it something like, I don't know, businessman hates drop shipping, and then it's gonna go viral and then it'll be great for your
You,
business in particular. So
I'm gonna get death threats, man. Yeah, you should take that, post it on TikTok, and then you know, I'll have to shut down my shop because you know they're gonna come for